So we were here in the first floor, and we were modeling riser number 4, which had some changes in direction, and along its way we also found out that it's going to be connected to riser number 9, after which we also modeled the ladder riser. Now in this next step, what we're going to do is that we're going to continue drawing riser number 4. This riser number 4 is going to be going down from this point, so if we check it out in the riser diagram, we can see that riser number 4 is right here in the first floor, and riser number 9 is also connected to it, and then riser 4 goes down where riser number 10 connects to it, and then both of them, as in riser number 4 and number 10, connect to riser number 8. So let's go see how we can draw that. First I'm going to create a section vertically here, then I'm going to also make it tighter. Right click on it and go to view. Now I'm going to try to stretch the section from the bottom. And then here I'm going to right click, then select draw pipe, and first go down at a 45-degree angle, and then go straight down all the way to the ground floor. Let's go double check in the riser diagram, and we can see that the riser ends at the ground floor. Now also I'm going to have to move it a little bit to the right. So I'm going to select these elbows and the pipe between them, then go into the floor plan, and in the section it was going to go to the right, but in here it's going to have to go up. And there we go. Let's go check that in section. And here I'm going to select this elbow and move it to the left to bring it closer to the other elbow. Alright, now let's go over to the ground floor, for which I'm going to double click on the floor plan to open. And here we are. We can see that the pipe is interfering with the column cover, but the plan requires it to be adjacent to the column, so we're going to have to check in the model to see which one's correct. But as for this direction, we can see that our riser number 4 changes directions, then goes all the way here to connect to riser number 8, where we said that riser number 10 is also going to be connected to it. So first I'm going to create a 45-degree section along this path. I'm going to also make the section tighter, and then I'm going to right click on it, select go to view so we can take a look in the section. Then here I'm going to right click, select draw pipe, go down at 45 degrees, make sure slope is down, and then I'm going to draw straight to the left. Also I'm just going to select these elbows and the pipe between them to move them higher, and then later we're going to check to see if it's going to be interfering with any beams along the way. Now right click, draw pipe, make sure slope is down, and now I'm going to draw downwards at 45 degrees, then stop here, then go to the left, and I'm going to draw to the next riser, and once again we can't see it because of the view range. So let's hit VR, then make the depth offset -1500. Click OK, then select this elbow, click on the plus sign to convert it to a T, and then I'm going to select this T fitting, right click on it, draw pipe, and now we're going to change to slope up. Then we're going to draw to the right, stop here, go up at 45 degrees, and this one's going to be collecting riser number 10. Then I'm going to select this elbow, click on the plus sign to convert it to a T to make way for the cleanout. Now we're going to check along this pipe to see if there are any beams. So I'm just going to go in the view of this section, and then I'm going to also stretch it from the left. So as you can see here, we've got one beam along the way, and then another. So since there is enough space, I'm just going to grab this pipe and move it higher, then stop here. That also brought these two elbows closer together. Let's head back to the plan. And we're going to ignore the rest of this pipe where it's going to be connected to riser number 8, and instead we're going to see what happens to number 10. So I'll head back to the riser diagram, and I'm going to find riser number 10. And then we can see that this one is going down from the second floor, and so far we have been drawing on the ground floor. So here we can see that it is connecting to riser number 8 in this level, so we've come the right way. Now this riser is going straight upwards, as in it doesn't have any branches and the levels in between, except for the second floor. So let's go check it in the plan. First I'm going to raise this riser to the higher levels. First I'll have a 45-degree section, then make the section tighter and right click and go to view. Now here I'm going to select this pipe, right click on it, select draw pipe. First go up at 45 degrees and then straight up. First let me adjust the position of this pipe, and before that I'm going to close the extra views and I'll just keep the ground floor and this section. Then I'll go to the View tab, select Tile Views, and now we can see the floor plan and the section simultaneously. Now in this section I'm going to select these two elbows and the pipe between them and bring them a little to the left. But in fact in the floor plan they are moving backwards at 45 degrees, and we're going to stop where we see fit. Now we're going to need the section view, so we're going to go to the View tab, select Tab Views. We said that this pipe is supposed to go all the way up to level 2. If we double check in the riser diagram, we can see that riser number 10 goes all the way up to the second floor, which is in fact below the ceiling of the first floor. Now I'm going to stretch this from the top, and now let's go find the second floor, which would be here. So basically we're going to have to raise our pipe all the way up to this point. So I'm going to drag it, and now we're going to head into the second floor plan because this is related to the second floor. So I'm going to double click on the second floor plan, and now let's go see where riser number 10 is. Let me select the riser in the section, and that way we could find it easier in the floor plan. And here it is. Now in this level, this pipe comes in from here, and it is actually the branches of this restroom area that are connected to it. But for now we're just going to draw an approximate pipe for it. But also remember that if I try to go according to the plan, then that'll interfere with this column. So I could just change the direction at 45 degrees, then go to the right and draw the rest. So let's head into this 45 degree section by right clicking and selecting Go to View. Now I'm going to go over here, right click, select Draw Pipe, and then draw upwards at 45 degrees. Make sure slope is up, then draw to the right. Let's head back to the second floor plan. And now we're going to change the direction, right click, draw pipe, then draw to the right, click. And then we're going to draw the rest of the pipe all the way to here. Now we're going to put aside the rest of the pipe and the branches that are going to be connected to it, and draw the rest of the main line instead. Now to check for any beams in the way, we could just use this section. I'm going to move it over here, right click and go to View. And then I'm going to stretch the section box so we can see the rest of the pipe. Now as you can see over here, it looks like it is best if we lower the pipe a little bit so that it has a proper distance from the beam. We're going to also need to check the rest of the pipe to see if there are any beams around here and if it's going to be interfering with any of them, which we don't need to because we've already lowered the elevation of the pipe to a proper distance. Now let's also check from the ground floor up to the second floor to see if it really doesn't have any branches just like it is demonstrated in the riser diagram. So we're in the second floor right now. We're going to head into the first floor. And if we take a look around here, we can see that there really aren't any branches, and it only says that the pipe goes down from here. And if we go from the mid to the first floor, we can see the same thing going on. So in the ground floor, we connected riser number 10 and riser number 4 are connected to riser number 8. Also, as you can see over here, this riser number 8 has a minor change in directions when it gets to the corner of this column. Now later, we're going to have to go check in the upper levels to see what happens to riser number 8 over there.